All right, we've been following the situation in Eldorado Park, south of Johannesburg. The area has always been affected by high rates of crime, gun violence and drug abuse. And residents and activists say that they've had enough. Many have been camping outside the police station since last week, Monday. Now, to discuss, in studio, we're joined by the local ward councillor, that's Dwain Ponsonby, and also via Zoom, the MMC for Public Safety in Johannesburg, David Tembe. Let me start with you, Mr. Ponsonby. You have been saying that, looking back, firstly, I was looking back, and Eldorado Park, it's always been said, should have been this example of what could happen when everybody got together. 2009, the Gauteng Department of Community Safety was saying it was going to improve policing, prevent drug consumption, and eliminate gangsterism. So fast forward 13 years, it sounds like things are actually worse.
Yes, it has, and thanks, Francis, for having me. It has escalated to an alarming rate. And like, promises have been made with the presidential visit in 2015. In 2019, the same thing. And nothing has changed. We've been sitting at the police station now, setting our demands for the last 2 weeks. It's 12 days. And nobody has the audacity to pitch. Yeah. We're losing people daily. We actually had a visit the other day from one of the mayor's office, an official from the mayor's office. And whilst in discussion, a shooting happened. And he had first glance of going to a scene and seeing the rate and where it is, the escalation of the shootings in Eldos.
Are you speaking about David Tembe, who's
I'm not speaking about David, I'm talking about one of the officials from the mayor's office. His name was Kwezi. Yeah. And he came out representing the mayor because she was out of town. And he had, at first glance, an opportunity to see what it is like to live in Eldorado Park and the fear that the local residents live in. People are afraid to even go into the street because it's random shootings.
You say that there's been, I think it was 19 shootings, 7 deaths. What sort of time frame are we looking at?
We're looking at
that gives you a taste of what's happening.
We're looking at about 30 days. It's about 2 months, over a span of 2 months, and it has increased in that period, where at one interval we actually had 6 people gunned down in one shooting incident, in one area.
Before we speak to the MMC, so you've wanted to engage with the mayor. Have you engaged with David Tembe himself, who I understand was sent by the mayor?
Yes, David Tembe has come out. He has deployed Metro Police, which is out in the area. But they're in the area, and I need to say this publicly, they're in the area, but to me it's not effective. Why? The request from us was to set up a command center, where the guys can be deployed from within the area. They come to Eldorado Park daily on a shift rotational basis, but they're unaware of what they have to do. They said they're putting up 22-point checks. Yes, they are doing the roadblock system, but we are not here for roadblocks. We are here for gun raids, and we are here to pick up criminals, and we are here to properly police areas. You understand? So ineffectiveness of deploying people and still thinking that you have done us a favor, you have not. Because with the presence of all of these Metro Police officers, we are still having gun violence. We are still having shootings. We are still having drive-by shootings. So what's the effectiveness of what we are preaching here?
All right, let's see if Mr. Tembe is there. I didn't hear if we had connected with him. Mr. Tembe?
Thanks so much, Francis, and to the councillor there, as my colleague. And yes, on the 15th, I had a meeting with the Eldorado Park Police, and we decided on how we are going to deploy officers. So from JMPD or from public safety or from the city, we came up with 100 officers. These 100 officers are not including our K9, this is our drug unit, and they're not including our POPs, public order policing, and we deploy that at any given time. We must have a Nyala there so that they can be able to assist. And I have to explain this. Visible policing is the way to go, because if people are not seeing the police around them, we do stop and search, 22 stop and search. We stop and search and stop and frisk. We are there mostly for crime prevention. But then working with SAPS, the investigation and the shooting we worked together with SAPS and visited those areas. And when I can tell you that they've already stopped more than 1,700 vehicles for the last, since the 15th. And we have searched about 783 vehicles and about 604. So I've got my stats, and we have got arrested some of the people there.
So that would be your response to Mr. Ponsonby saying it's making no difference. There's still shootings even while the Metro officers are on the ground. You're saying something is changing?
Yes, I mean, if we have got 22 points, meaning that if we don't stop you at that point, at another intersection or on another road, you are bound to be stopped somewhere. That's crime prevention, visibility. It can't change immediately, overnight. It takes time. But I said, as the city, under the leadership of Dr. Mpopalati, is that we're going to be there for the next 3 months, and then we'll review. Not only just we're going to review after 3 months. Yeah. Every week, they can call me, they can call the chief, and they can call SAPS, and we'll be there, and then we'll be able to revise our plans. Right now, I'm still going to go there on Monday and then see whether we're winning or not. But I've got the stats right now. We even do drunken driving at night.
So I want to get a response, but firstly, MMC, what do you find when you do these searches? We hear about incredible gun violence. Have you found arms?
Remember, as Metro Police, our core function is crime prevention, and SAPS are there for crime combating. But then we work together. We have got joint operation together. But when it comes to the investigations and the arrest, it's the core competency of SAPS.
And you're saying the SAPS is not there yet? What are you saying about the SAPS?
No, they are there. They are there. But I can't answer for SAPS, but we do our joint operation together.
All right. I was trying to get at what you're finding when you do these stop and searches, but let me get a response from Mr. Ponsonby. Are you feeling
Metro
something is changing?
Metro is there. You see them on the ground. You see them convoying, you see them visible policing, as MMC just stated, visible policing. But crime prevention leads to arrest. SAPS and JMPD currently is working in silos, and it cannot operate like that. I've been sleeping there for weeks, for the last 13 days. I woke up
outside
there,
the police station.
outside of the police station. I woke up there, I went to sleep there, and I've never seen a parade, standing of a parade, for these officers to receive instruction. You understand what I'm saying? They change shift and they whisper in each other's ears on what to do. Let's just be visible, just roam around, let's just do this type of things. Because I go to where they stand to listen to all these things, because I want effectiveness in our community. We cannot be sitting with so much deployed police and it's an ineffective waste of resources, if you want to put it that way.
MMC, what is the council doing? I think there is a recognition that there does need to be an integrated approach. You've said that the Metro cops need to work with SAPS. I think you've said before, Mr. Ponsonby, that the MPA needs to be there to ensure that those arrested don't get released, Home Affairs as well. Yeah. What is the council doing, MMC?
Yes, I agree with the councillor. In most of the time, he does phone me at night. Not now, even while I was still the chief of police. He used to phone, and till today, he's still phoning, if ever there's anything. And we do respond. But there are some other issues that are not in our competence to deal with them. For an example, when you look at the complaints of the issues that have been raised by the community, you'll see that they vandalize buildings. You'll see that there's no lights in Eldorado Park, and there are long grasses. That's where criminal flourished. So we work as the city. We come up together under the leadership of the mayor. All the MMC said, MMC, son, there are no lights. Let's put on the lights. These are done by others. But as public safety, as a matter of agency, I got this on Monday. And then on Tuesday, I went there and then I meet with them and we deployed immediately. Yes,
but I'm saying, what are you doing to speak to provincial government and national government so everybody's areas can be covered, as it were?
Yes, it is true. We need the integrated approach in dealing with the issue. As JMPD alone, it can be. As SABS alone, it can be. As JMPD and SABS alone, because there are other factors that involve social issues, crime prevention through environmental design. That's what we want to do. It must be dealt with.
All right. So it sounds like that is elusive. Do you agree, Mr. Ponsonby? And I guess as a ward councillor, I could ask you, what are you doing besides camping out? What can you do to try and ensure there is some integration here and some real change?
Look, Francis, from my side as a ward councillor, my core function is service delivery, which I do. I have reported street lights off, I've reported electricity issues, I've reported potholes, all those type of service delivery issues based on our infrastructure. It is there. I can go and show you now. There's reference for it. Yeah. The delivery of the service. It sounds
like you guys are working together,
yes.
Okay, even though you're from different parties.
Yes, okay. Yes. We're part of the multi-party government. I'm from the PA, MMC Tembe is from the Action SA. And this is our stance. Let me speak from a political side, from Patriotic Alliance, that we have vowed that we will render services to our people because we have not seen, we were marginalized for so many years. And now we are busy improving our roads, we are busy improving through the multi-party government. But our problem currently is policing, and we cannot defer from that. Police.
What's been the response from the National Police Minister?
They keep on coming and giving us boardroom talks, and our community is tired of boardroom talks because in boardrooms you are fed lies, and that's just the truth. Yeah. For 12
certainly
days,
nothing has changed for
12 days. We've set out demands, we've set out memorandums. We've previously, before this, sent out a memorandum to the Provincial Commissioner Mawela and our District Commissioner Masha, and they've responded on paper, but not on the floor. It was never activated on the floor, their responses. It led us to this. We are in this situation because everybody is now refusing to take responsibility for this. Metro Police has to take instruction from, you've just heard from MMC at Tembe, that they have certain competencies that they cannot do, and the rest is then up to SAPS, which SAPS is not taking the responsibility. They are not coming to the forth. They've deployed people from Cape Town and Free State to come into our area, but they are not doing what they're supposed to be doing.
All right, we've run out of time. Will you continue camping outside the police station?
Yes,
quickly?
We will continue.
Dwain Ponsonby, a local ward councillor at Eldorado Park. David Tembe, Johannesburg, MMC for Public Safety.